Hey guys, so I'm sure you figured out by now I have a new book coming out. It's all about rudiments. It's got over 800 of them in there, and it's a huge collection, a ton of stuff to practice. Most of it you probably haven't seen before, or at least some of it, even if you're really well versed. But what we're going to talk about today is how to practice rudiments in ways you probably haven't done before. So most people just practice rudiments with their hands. Say we take the single stroke roll, for example. You probably practice it right hand lead, left hand lead, slowly, medium, fast, with a metronome, slow, fast, slow, only good, right? And even though you think you're doing a lot of different ways to practice rudiments, you're actually only doing, all of that encompasses one out of what I'm going to say are 6 different ways that you could actually be practicing these rudiments. So you are missing 5/6 of the way that you could practice rudiments that would all be beneficial and would lead to greater mobility on the kit, better coordination, better limb distribution on the drum set and stuff like that. So most people just practice that one way with their hands on a pad or on a snare drum or something. Some people actually go on to the second way, which is to practice rudiments with your feet. So of course, single strokes, we can play easily with our feet. We can lead with the left. We can go slow, fast, slow. Right? Only, good again. We can play with a metronome. And a lot of people do rudiments with their feet for the purpose of getting their double bass up to speed. But that's still only 2 out of the 6 possible rudimental practice variations, because we have 4 limbs, right? We can do any combination of those 4 limbs with the rudiments. Now, the roll rudiments, the multiple bounce ones, don't work so well for this. And actually, the flam rudiments are a little bit iffy. But the concept applies to most rudiments, and honestly, you could do it with any of them. There's no reason why you technically couldn't. So, of course, what am I talking about? Well, the other 4 combinations that we have not yet discussed are hand and foot interaction combinations. So we can practice the same rudiment, both hands, both feet. We can also go right hand, right foot, and practice the single strokes this way. Okay, so that's the 3rd combination. We can go left hand, left foot, and practice single strokes this way. Right? That's the 4th combination. We can go right hand, left foot, and we can practice them this way. And we can go left hand, right foot, and practice them this way. And that's your 5th and 6th combination. So, of course, those last 2 are a little bit like blast beats. So you'll notice that for single strokes at least, that is something that a lot of people do practice. But you can do that with a lot of rudiments. So basically, if you've just practiced your hands or just practiced your feet or even both, you're still only at about a 1/3 of the possibilities. We can take this concept with another rudiment. We'll look at the paradiddle, which is only slightly more complicated. Again, you can play paradiddle on your hands. You can play paradiddle between your feet. You could also play paradiddle on the right side, on the left side. Left and right cross this way, and right and left cross this way. And that, again, is 6 ways to play the same rudiment. And now you are actually getting limb coordination going, and you're expanding your abilities to play on the full kit, rather than just focusing on 37 different ways to play it on the pad. You can apply all the methods, rudimental ritual or, some other interpretations across all combinations of limbs, and actually really get your whole body incorporated. Of course, not everyone plays double bass. You could do this with a hi-hat as well. And if you watch players like Kaliuta and Weckel and Gadd and Thomas Lang and Marco Miniman, these guys all have crazy hand chops and crazy foot chops on their own, but they also have crazy between the hand and foot chops. They can do things like the ladder, where you do a single, a single, a single, a single, and you go around. And they can do other, weird combinations. And these things are sort of what take their playing up to that level that's not just ridiculously good, but almost like unattainable for most people. And it's because they practice combinations that are not just hands and not just feet, And that interspersal allows them to come up with orchestrations on the drum kit that are not typically universally done. All right, so that's the gist of what I wanted to talk about today. Basically, to recap, you could play it with your hands a million different ways, but that's only 1/6 of the ways you should probably be practicing rudiments if you're a drum kit player. And if you want rudiments to play, you know, there's the 40 and the 26, but if you get my book, Encyclopedia Rudimentia, you'll actually have over 150 rudiments to mess with. And if you do them 6 different ways, that's a huge math number of things you could be doing with rudiments on the drum kit with all of your limbs to improve your skills. So why would you not do that? I can't think of a reason. So look for my book, Hudson Music, Amazon.com, Encyclopedia Rudimentia. Thanks for watching, guys.